At the moment, we're in a time of incredible change in marketing. The first one is that people simply aren't listening in the way that they used to anymore. Interrupt-based techniques are being screened out by the brain, and people are just no longer paying attention. The second one is the buyer's journey has become so complex these days that it looks something like a game of snakes and ladders. So being able to model the buyer's journey is something that's humanly not really possible, something that we need to leave to machines. And the third one is obviously you can't kind of get beyond the impact of social media on the way that people are engaging with organizations. So the big question is is marketing moving fast enough? I think a lot in marketing is fundamentally changing now, from everything from how you engage your audiences to how you're able to drive demand, through how you're able to drive loyalty and advocacy, and then use those advocates to go and generate the next wave of awareness and the next thing of demand. Key thing really is like, how do you wrap everything that you're doing in data and in metrics? So I think organizations who really want to understand customer buying behavior have to get their arms around data. That's data that they own, things like their support data, things like their clickstream metrics, things like their historical sales data, but for predictive reasons, getting their arms around social media data. What's happening in their community, what's happening on Twitter, what's happening on WeChat, what's happening on Weibo and Facebook. Only organizations that are able to gather that information together and then run analytics on it are able to begin to predict the future. And only organizations that can predict the future and do that in the context of where somebody is in their journey are able to deliver dedicated offers to their buyers. Pretty fair to say that B2C doesn't have to have all the fun, and kind of B2B doesn't need to stand for boring to bland. People's expectations, consumer expectations, are set by the experiences they have as a consumer. After they just happen to go to work and work for a company every day. So organizations are looking to be engaged by B2B companies in the same way that they would be by B2C. Lots and lots of new ways to do that. Probably one of the most exciting this year is through virtual reality. Finding a way to either with goggles like the HTC Vive and this sort of thing, be able to engage you in deep VR experiences, but even in simple things like Google Cardboard, allow you to bring completely new experiences to your end customers. Things like virtual reality, we can go back to some old techniques like direct mail and re-engineer them or reinvigorate them. So one of the things we've done recently is take the Google Cardboard, which is a $3 piece of cardboard. You're able to brand it in the way that you want it, send it out to your customers. They fold it up, it turns into a set of virtual reality goggles, you drop your phone into it, they download an app, and then they can experience, or you can deliver an experience to them which is completely new and unique.